Good evening, students. Okay, we'll move on to the next topic of our data structures. Okay, our next topic of our data structures is polynomial addition. Polynomial addition using the linked list. Okay, this is the topic we have in our syllabus to perform the polynomials addition using the linked list. Okay, we'll start that. Polynomial, how to create a polynomial, that first we will check. Okay, say for example, if a polynomial has a single variable polynomial, okay, then we have the polynomial is like this: ai x power I. Okay, a is the base variable and x, and this I is the exponential value. Okay, we have a f of x function is equal to sum of I equals to 0 to n. Okay, the values are ai and x power I. Okay, the example for this polynomial is a polynomial is like this: 4 into 6, 4 into 6 plus 10 into 4 minus 5x plus 3. Okay, say for example, these are the exponential values. Okay, 4 into 6, 4 is the a value, 6 is the x value, and here again 10 is the a value and 4 is the x value. Okay, so the order of this polynomial is 6 because highest power of a polynomial is 6. Okay. Okay, next slide. We'll check the other polynomials examples. Okay. Okay, set of the values that are allowed in the polynomials are we have the exponent value and base values. Okay, with that exponent and base values, we can create the polynomials. And these polynomials, we can perform the different operations. The general operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, differentiate, integrate, etc. Okay, for the time being, just we will go for the addition and multiplication. So I will explain the addition today, and you need to complete the multiplication of the polynomials. Okay, next. Okay, next is we'll see how to implement the polynomial addition. Okay, uh, sorry, this is differentiation. Mm. So whenever you are implementing the polynomials, array is not actually the recommended. We can use the arrays, but it is not recommended because we have some disadvantage with the arrays. Okay, because it occupies the more space to allocate the values. And here in the case of a polynomial, so we have a one more disadvantage. Okay, these power exponential values may not be sequential or may not be same for the more than one equations. Okay, then we need to store the elements in the different number of locations. Okay, that is not possible with the R arrays. That is actually possible, but it takes a more space compared to the linked list. So we are using a linked list to store the polynomials and to perform the addition of the polynomials. I will see what are the disadvantage with the arrays and what is the advantage of a linked list. Okay, say for example, we have a polynomials like this. Our first polynomial is 8x cube and 3x squared, 2x plus 6. And second polynomial is 23x power 4 and 18x minus 3. So here, whenever you are storing these polynomials into the arrays, okay, we'll consider the power x powers as the indexes for our base values. Okay, for these a values, that is a x power. Okay, this is the a is the 8 here, x, and exponential is 3. Okay, these exponent values will be considered as the indexes, and in that indexes we will store these base values. Okay, so that for this 6 x power, here the x power is 0. So we'll store the 6 at the 0th index. Okay, as in the same way, here x power is 1. So we'll store the 2 at the 1 index. And here the x power is 2. So I will store the 3 at the 2 index. and here x power is 3. So we'll store the 8 at the 3 index. So 0th index value is 6, 1 index value is 2, 2 index value is 3, 3 index value is 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 in that 4 indexes we are storing these 4 values. So these indexes are our exponential values. We are considering as exponential values. As the same way, second expression is stored as 3 at the 0th index because x power is 0 here. So 0th index minus 3 and x power 1 here will store the 18 at the 1 index and x power 4, so 23 to be stored at the 4th index. Okay, so that here we missed out the two powers, x power 2 and x power 3. So those two we need to make them as a zeros. A 2 index value is 0, 3 index value is 0 and 4 index value is 23. So here it is taking a 5 locations to store the second expression and first polynomial it takes a 4 locations. Okay, say for example here the x and the x power 4 we have only two exponentials are different. Say for example if you are creating a polynomial with a x power 1 value and x power 10 value. Okay, so you have a one polynomial is with the x power one polynomial part of a polynomial value is x power 10 and another value is x power 1 value. So in the middle x power 1 and x power 10 we need to leave all the 8 locations. Okay, then only we can store the 1 index value and 10 index value. So middle 9 locations you need to be leave and fill them as the zeros. Okay, so that it takes a own 10 locations, that is the 10 locations waste memory space is waste here. Okay, so that we are moving to the uh, linked list implementation for these polynomials. This is the wastage of memory space. Here we have x power 21, x power 5. That is after the x power 5 you have a x power 21. That is in between 15 locations you need to leave them as the zeros. So here it is a wastage of memory space. Okay. So only the advantage is whenever you have a non-sparse polynomials. That is without having any gap in the polynomials. If you have the any polynomial expression, then array is very good. And ease of a storage and retrieval is also very easy. Okay. Main disadvantages whenever you have the sparse polynomials. Okay, huge size of a array will be occupied. Okay, and polynomial as the linked list. Okay, so you have a one polynomial is like this: 23 x power 9, 18 x power 7, 41 x power 6, 163 x power 4, and 3, and 4x6, 10x power, and 12x and 8. Okay, the first polynomial is stored as 23 as the one value and 9 as the another. So each and every node has the two data elements. Okay, one is the base and another one is the exponent. So 23 and 9. And for the second node, you have the values are 18 and 7. 18, 7. For the third, you have the values are 41 and 6. 41, 6. For the third, for the next one, you have the values are 163 and 4. So sorry, here typing mistake. 163 and 4. Here the values should be 163 and 4. And last one is 3 and 0. Okay. So in second polynomial is stored as 4, 6, 10, 4, 12, 1 because x power is 1 here and 8, 0, 8 x power is 0. So 8, 0. Okay. So each and every node has two data elements. One is the exponent and another one is the base. So here we are creating two integer variables for the data. Okay, one is the next variable and two integer variables for the data. Okay. An advantage is there is no wastage of a memory space here. We need not to worry about the sparse polynomials also. And only the disadvantage is we cannot go backwards through the list and we cannot jump to the beginning. That is directly we cannot move from the one place to another place in the list. Okay, whereas in the arrays, using the indexes, we can move from the one place to another place. But here in the linked list, we cannot move from the one place to another place randomly. Okay, so that is only the disadvantage in the linked list. Okay, whenever you are going to add the polynomials, okay, so what are the different steps we need to follow the add the polynomials? Okay, they have some conditions to add the polynomials. Okay, the first condition is if exponent of p1, that is p1 element exponent, is greater than the p2 element exponent. Okay, say if you are checking the first element of the p1 and first element of the p2, if the first element of p1 exponent is greater than the first element of a p2 exponent is less, okay, then we will copy the p1 into the p3. That is the resultant polynomial is p3. So within that we'll copy the p1 element. If it is p1 is greater than the p2, that is also exponents we will check. P1 exponent is greater than P2 exponent, then we'll copy the P1 into the P3. Okay, go to the next node. Okay, if P1 exponent is less than the P2 exponent, then copy the P2 into the P3. Okay, go to the next node. Okay, so whenever you have a differences in the exponents, that is in the mutual elements of the two polynomials, if there is a differences in the exponents, then we can check these conditions. Based on that, we can move the element to the resultant polynomial. Okay, next, the third case is if the exponent of p1 and exponent of p2 are same, that is equal, then we will add the coefficients of the two elements. The two nodes coefficients are added. P1 coefficient and P2 coefficients are added. And for the result, you have the resultant exponent is the, okay, any one of the exponents of the P1 or P2. Okay. So these are the three cases we need to check within the while adding the polynomials. Okay. Okay, this is a similar structure of the polynomial, and we are creating a structure for the polynomial. Struct poly node, int coefficient, int exponent, and we are creating a one self-referential variable next to point to the next element of the polynomial. Struct poly node, okay, asterisk next, the next variable for the node. Type def and create as a poly ptr. Here this may be any of the variable. We can create any name for the required structure. Okay, this is the synonym for the structure type. Okay, this is our node, coefficient, exponent, and next pointer. Okay, next. Okay, here is the first polynomial, and that is stored in the linked list like this: 3, 14, 2, 8, 1, 0. Last node next is the null. And next second polynomial 8, 14, minus 3, 10, 10 and 6. And next pointer is the null here. Okay, so here we stored the polynomials. Okay, now for the addition of the polynomials. Okay, so we are checking the first element, first node of the two polynomials. Okay, first node of the two polynomials. First node of the first polynomial is 3 is the coefficient, 14 is the exponent. For the second polynomial, 8 and 14. 14, the exponent is same, so we'll add the coefficients and we'll get the result as 11 and exponent as 14. Okay. So now we'll move on to the second node. Okay, second node, the exponents are 8 and 10 are the deferred. Okay, so P2 exponent is greater than P1 exponent. Okay, so we'll take the value of the second polynomial element, that is minus 3 and 10. Okay, next we will move on to the next node. Next node of the P2. Okay, we move on next node of the P2. Okay, now P2 node is 10 and 6. Okay, this is checked with the P1 node, that is 2 and 8. Okay, 8 is greater than the 6. So I will store the P1 values into the resultant polynomial.